What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course looking at mid-ranges, and yes, I know that it says putt and approach on here. This is the Luna slot. This is that super just laser beam dead straight mid-range shot that I achieve by getting a laser beam dead straight putter that's in the 3-speed category with a pretty decent amount of glide, and then it'll fly like the middle portion of the mid-range flight without nearly as much fade. What we're battling against the Luna today is the C-Line MD1. This was off a used rack, so hence the Simon Lizotte stamp. But battling Luna versus MD1, no numbers. I think it's 5600 versus 3402. But as we know, discraft numbers don't necessarily mean that, especially on the Luna. Let's go ahead and start tossing. We're gonna go Luna first. Starting on the middle pad here. And since this slot should be the pretty laser beam straight shot, I'm gonna go just a hair of hyzer, and I want these to push as straight as I possibly can throw them. Okay, I turned it a little bit. You don't really see much fade from a Luna if you throw it to get it to go mid-range distance. This is definitely a different hand feel, very similar bottom feel, but the top feels wrong, and it's a large diameter because mid-range versus the Luna small diameter. So we'll see what this does for us. Okay, it's a little bit more buzz than Luna. Not that it necessarily had an aggressive fade, and the more we mess around with the angles on this, it's probably going to change. The buzz that I throw doesn't have a super aggressive fade, but I don't know if that MD1 is going to have enough flip up to be the buzz stability. So I was hoping Luna stability, but it looks like this might still not quite be enough. Now I do envision this hole and this tee pad placement is one that the Luna could absolutely excel on. I don't know if I've ever actually hit a Luna properly off of this tee pad, but I want it to work out so bad. It seems like it would be perfect. The shot from the last hole, that little drift that we got out of the Luna, be absolutely perfect here. Luna was closer, or no, MD1 was closer to the basket though. But no, we're gonna give the point to the Luna because the MD1 had a fade. So we're basically looking for shot shapes right now, not for distance or closeness to the basket. I'm looking for specific shapes, and the Luna did the shape more than the MD1. So Luna with the point. I threw it too high to not fade. Pretty decent tree. I need that 10 feet lower for it to be the perfect height. And it's so hard to get the perfect height to gauge right when there's a wind. So hit the Luna hard flat, it's going to turn. Hit the MD1 on anhyzer, it's going to turn. I think we're starting to run into the issue where similar to the T-Bird versus Eagle debate, similar to the Berg versus Range or Berg versus Rhino, I think the MD1 might be that stability might still be too close to the MD3 stability, where it's just not quite stable enough to flex it, but also not flippy enough to flip up. It's a great disc, but what I've seen from it in the first 2 throws tells me this might have been a mistake on this video. It is 2-1 or 2-0 right now. This will be the longest hole, probably not the longest hole we'll play, but the longest we've played so far. This being the slot that I'm going to try to throw these with enough hyzer that they will fade, but I'm still going to try to give them enough distance to get all the way there on this 335. Oh, I yanked it. Why do I keep yanking it right now? Okay. Meaning the door's open. Still probably too much stability for what I'm looking for, but I yanked the Luna really bad. So Luna, with its first loss, with the MD1 taking its first point. Now I gotta go dig into that stuff, and it might be a minute before I can find it. So join us on the next tee pad. So taking its first point, MD1 is gonna have the box on this hole. I don't know how we're gonna make it to the basket on this hole. We could try a forehand, but oh yeah, this is actually a really good tee pad to show you this. This is why I think they're gonna have very similar ideas of a flight, but still have a different shot shape, because this is so much deeper of a disc. There's so much more shoulder above the flight plate, even though the bottom still has that slowly nice convex rim that mimics a beat up disc. This still is just a little bit too much disc for what I was hoping that it would be. Maybe an S-line MD1, but I don't think that this C-line MD1 is going to be flippy enough anytime soon. It does have the box now though. Not a terrible shot. Actually got the Luna on that angle. I think it would hold for longer. Yeah, see? Hence, Luna, even though it's not technically a mid-range, I think of all of the discs on the market right now that you can go out and purchase, if you are expecting a little bit of a stand-up, but a really, really, really long, straight, glidey flight, the Luna is basically unrivaled as far as mid-ranges go. It says putt and approach. It says 3-speed. It flies like a glitch. Goes the distance of a buzz. So I don't know where to put it. I think this is going to be our last hole, because at this point it is 4-1 and... or is it 3-1? I think it's 3-1. Anyways, whatever the point system or the point score is, Luna, I think, remains over this, because Luna is not a mid-range. It is a putter that functions as a mid-range. So you have a different option of shot shapes that I'm just not getting from this MD1. It's just too stable. And I will continue to fight them on the 0-1 spin straight discs. If you can throw them flat, yes, they're straight. But if you can't throw absolutely perfectly flat every single time, it's not a straight disc. It's slightly stable. This Luna, it's like a flexi disc. It has too much fade still, but it also has more turn than that, so it will stay straight. Ace run all day. So much fun to throw the Luna. And I thought this was going to be fun. You know what the MD1 is? It's just a Mako 3. Or Mako, depending on how much dome it has. It's just a Mako from Innova. And that 0-0, this 0-0 MD1 is very similar to the 0-0 of a Victory Line Champ. whatever their Z alternative is, that Victory Line plastic, that's how this is a 0-0. It doesn't want to flip up, so you know, okay, I'll give it a 0 turn. But also, it still kind of fades, so I don't know where the 0 fade is coming from. Like, if that was 0-0, it wouldn't have done that. It would have stayed straight all the way into the basket because it was tracking the entire way. But then the fade versus the Luna, which I know it's going to have some fade, so I'm going to put it out there because it just hasn't hit enough trees yet. That MD1, I got it off of a used rack. It's pretty soft. I know how firm C-line normally is, and that is a fairly beaten in MD1, and it's still not giving me any flip up. And it's really annoying. So Luna's gonna stay in the bag. Hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment all of that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. It helps you guys out with these subscriber only giveaways. And if you want to be automatically entered into monthly giveaways, check out the memberships as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.